Dear friends, these days Ukraine commemorates the dates of the beginning of the tragic events that not only changed the recent history of our state, but also made an impact on the history of the entire European continent and the world. 10 years ago, the unprovoked armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine launched the process of destruction of the world order created after the Second World War, based on international law. Heroic resistance of the Ukrainian people disrupted colonial and imperial ambitions of Russia and its plans to separate Ukraine from Europe. Russia's intentions to erase Ukraine from the world map, to turn Ukraine into its colony, and to destroy Ukrainian identity have failed. Ukrainian people continue to demonstrate courage and heroism, fighting not only for its existence, preservation of its statehood, and survival of its citizens, but also for the entire democratic world. On this way, we meet help and support from friendly peoples, and I am sincerely proud that the Tunisian people proved to be true friends of the Ukrainians. Global nature of this challenge is indicated by a long list of decisions of international organizations, which, with a strong support of an absolute majority of the world's community members, condemn Russia's aggression and confirm their commitment to the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine. Arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court for the Russian President Vladimir Putin has become one of the important consequences of actions done by the Russian occupation authorities in the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine, namely committing a war crime of illegal deportations and transfer of thousands of Ukrainian children to the territory of the aggressor state. Such crimes don't have a statute of limitations. The war criminal must be apprehended and handed over to the international justice. In these extremely difficult times of the ordeals caused by the full-scale Russian armed aggression against Ukraine, we are sincerely grateful to our international partners for their political support, military, financial, and humanitarian assistance, and increased sanctions pressure on the aggressor state. We appreciate the solidarity and principled position of the Tunisian Republic in the matters of defending the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine, and we are determined to further develop and strengthen the existing relations between our countries, both at the bilateral level and within the framework of the international organizations. Ukraine understands the need to create a new international security system that would effectively respond to contemporary threats and challenges. The role of the Tunisian Republic in this process will be significant. Despite Russian aggression, Ukraine will continue to be a reliable guarantor of food security at the global level, and we consider Tunisia as an important partner in supplying to the African countries by Ukrainian agricultural products and food processing technologies. Now, we are working on a global peace summit in Switzerland to consider further steps aimed at the elaboration of the jointly developed peace frameworks which should stop Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. The summit in Switzerland must show global unity behind basic principles, the ultimate character of peace and renouncing the use of force in international relations, respect for internationally recognized borders, placing the force of law over the law of force, and we call Tunisia to join the summit and to help in implementing the peace formula proposed by Ukraine and supported by many. We are convinced that by our joint efforts, we will be able to achieve full restoration of the territorial integrity and peace in Ukraine and in the world. Ukraine and Tunisia are extremely important geopolitically. Ukraine is located in the crossroads of the key trade routes of Europe and Asia, and Tunisia, where the famous Carthage was historically located, is actually the shortest logistical bridge between Europe and the African continent. Therefore, in this context, I would like to note that Ukraine and Tunisia, in order not to become hostages of foreign East interests, are doomed to defend their own sovereignty and independence with all their might. And it is precisely why the coinciding of our geopolitical interests creates the solid basis on which our cooperation rests. I would like to thank the people of Tunisia, the political leadership of the Republic of Tunisia, for the support that Ukraine receives at the United Nations platform in the defense of Ukraine's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and independence. I am sure that after the long-awaited victory and the reinstating of peace, we will be able to restore and expand our bilateral economic and cultural cooperation for mutual growth for the benefit of the Ukrainian and Tunisian people.